Hi, good morning. I'm Eric Kazatsky, Head of Municipal Strategy here at Bloomberg Intelligence, and I'm joined today by Karen Altamirano, Senior Associate, also covering municipals for BI. So this is going to be the first and hopefully a bunch of short 2 to 3 minute videos talking about what's topical in the muni market. And we're going to try and take some cues for questions that were asked by clients on a weekly basis. Obviously, just going out of the news cycle right now, the election next year is becoming a bigger and bigger story. And the question we're getting from clients is, do we think the tax exemption is under attack or under threat? And, by far and large, we don't think that's really the case. We can go into sort of qualitative aspects of why we think that if the exemption were to go away, it would actually be a backdoor tax raise onto middle-class households and all sorts of things that sort of make the case for keeping the exemption. But we thought it would be helpful to have Andrew Silverman, our tax strategist, come in and actually talk about what he's hearing in the halls of government, what he's seeing from an actual tax standpoint that could sort of add to that conversation. So with that, welcome, Andrew. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Yeah, so you're right. There's a lot of discussion about the municipal bond tax exemption on the Hill. There's a lot of opposition on the Hill, especially from the Republican Study Committee, which makes up about 70% of the Republican caucus in the House. They've consistently included a full repeal of the municipal bond tax perk in their budget proposals over the years. And clearly, as we've seen over the past couple of days, Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, has pushed the interests of his more conservative wing over his moderates. So we might even see a proposed repeal of the muni bond exemption in a budget formulated by the House over the next few weeks or months. A majority of the House might even vote for it. However, House Republicans can't get a budget through without buy-in from the Senate, and of course the Senate is held by Democrats. So in my view, there's practically no chance that Congress will touch the muni bond exemption before the end of 2024.
What happens after that, though? Is it sort of fair game, or just sort of all that sort of rest on who keeps control then?
Yeah, if we see a repeat of the 2016 election, that particular election gave the Republicans 241 seats in the House and 52 seats in the Senate, as well as the presidency, then you could see a situation in which the House takes up or a repeal of the municipal bond exemption. Remember that the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act repealed the clean energy tax credit bonds and advanced refunding bonds. But I think we're so far out from the 2024 election, we don't really even know who the Republican presidential nominee will be, unless it's Donald Trump, and then we all know who it's going to be. So it's really too early, I think, to worry about the municipal bond exemption right now. I think it's in a good place.
So if tax exemption is not at risk, or at least not a threat, what tax-related concerns should investors have going into this election?
Yeah, well, I guess there's always a possibility that that tax rates will go up if the Democrats are able to get a majority in the House and the Senate. Obviously, the reverse is the case if the Republicans take over. Donald Trump has actually said he wants to reduce the corporate tax rate to 15%. I would think that the individual tax rates would go down as well. So, I think we have a real dichotomy between what the Democrats want to do and what the Republicans want to do. So, we'll see what happens. If we get divided government again, then obviously nothing will happen. So that's where we are.
Well, like you said, higher rates, good for our market, lower rates, not so much. And we're already struggling with the loss of banks and insurance companies. So hopefully those corporate rates will stay where they are. So on the margin, buyers will still be coming in. Andrew, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Sure, my pleasure. Thank you.